mean and standard deviation of a binomial random variable. Our objective, same thing. We want to compute the mean and the standard deviation of a binomial random variable. So how are we going to do that? Well, we have the formulas right here in the box. A binomial experiment with n independent trials and probability of success p has a mean, mu sub x, given by the formula mu sub x is equal to the number of trials times the probability of success, and a standard deviation, sigma sub x, given by the formula sigma sub x is equal to the square root of the number of independent trials times the probability of success times 1 minus the probability of success. Okay, let's do an example. Just make use of these formulas and interpret our result. And I'll keep those formulas right there for us so we can see them. According to the CTIA, 72% of all adult Americans would rather give up chocolate than their cell phones. In a simple random sample of 300 adult Americans, determine the mean and standard deviation number who would rather give up chocolate than their cell phone. Interpret the results. Okay, this is a binomial experiment, so we'll jot that down. Binomial, if I can spell it correct, N-O-M. This is a binomial experiment with the number of trials being 300 adults, and the probability of success being defined as would rather give up chocolate, is 0.72. So let's calculate the mean. The mean is n times p. So the mean is equal to mu sub x, which equals n times p, which equals 300 times 0.72. Throw that into a calculator and you'll come up with 216. That's the mean. Now let's calculate the standard deviation, or the spread of the data. Okay, so I'll just abbreviate that SD for standard deviation. Sigma sub x, which equals the square root of n times p times 1 minus p, which equals the square root. N is 300, p is 0.72, 1 minus p is 1 minus 0.72, and we'll put that into a calculator, and we'll come up with approximately 7.8. Okay, so given what we have here, the mean is 216, and the standard deviation is approximately 7.8. So let's interpret our results here. We expect that in a random sample of 300 adults, 216 would rather give up chocolate than their cell phones. Would rather, hard to talk and write at the same time, give up chocolate. Oh, let me slide this up a touch. I thought I was just about lost you. Than their cell phone. Okay, there we have it. The mean and standard deviation of a binomial random variable. We're going to make use of that in our next video.